The main event, man, Kovalev versus Shabranskyy. Like I told you, Shabranskyy, he was already a knockout victim of Sullivan Barrera.
Yeah.
But like we said, Barrera, he chose not to take the fight, financial reasons. But Shabranskyy, man, like, this was just the perfect opponent to make Kovalev look good again. That's how I feel, man. I mean, from round one, you know, the Krusher was back.
Yeah.
I mean,
like I said earlier, Ant, you know, he looks like a monster against B-, C+ competition. But, I mean, the guy Shabranskyy I didn't see anything at all, Ant, with him. Anything. Anybody could have won that fight to me.
Yeah.
I didn't see any threat posed to Kovalev at all.
I mean, I didn't, because, I mean, you would have thought that somebody that came in there suffering back-to-back losses, you would have studied why they lost, you know? You might have capitalized, hey, I'm a natural light heavyweight. I could probably do something Ward didn't do and knock Kovalev out. Right. But it was like it was just like
target practice,
just target practice, man. He was just
target practice.
He was eating them big punches, you know. From round one, he got dropped twice.
Oh my God!
And I think the referee could have stopped it in the first round, man, because there was some serious shots he was taking. You know,
shots. I mean, he had the glazed over look. His legs were gone. I was watching this fight. I was like, man, Kovalev is hitting hard, but like we were talking about Andre Ward, he wasn't hitting Andre Ward flush like that. That's the difference in the punches. That's why it did seem like they were harder, because they were clean targets. You know what I mean?
We haven't seen him knock anybody out like that in over a year. So
you know, that's another feather in Ward's hat. You know, shout out to Andre Ward for, you know, stepping up 2 weight classes and taking on a guy like that and winning. Yeah, you know, it's another notch in his belt that you have to give him.
Because even like the first fight, people say Ward may have lost, may have won, but you gotta remember, he was in the 12 rounds, something Shabranskyy couldn't even do.
Right.
And he was able to take away the power.
Right.
And not take the power like that. So and that's another part of boxing, you know, not just taking a punch, but taking away another fighter's punches, you know. And
how I feel too, Ant, with the fight game, in my perspective, it stands for certain fighters to prove a point. Mm-hmm. The first fight, Andre Ward shouldn't have had made it even close enough for it to be a controversial decision.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a small guy. You're the big monster. You supposed to blow him out in one round.
In 1 round,
Like I said, that's the way I view fights, and it's always kind of up to one person to really prove what they're saying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
If you stepping in their backyard. You know?
He's stepping in their backyard. You know, Andre Ward, I mean, he was a smaller guy, never, you know, had a couple fights at 175, but he's not known to have that type of power. This was the Krusher. The Krusher, it was left up to the Krusher to crush Andre Ward, and he didn't do that.
He didn't live up to it.
He didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know? So he looks good against B, C competition. You put him in there with A+ competition he frustrates him mentally, you know, skill-wise, you know, everything. You see the difference.
And that's the thing we still don't know about Kovalev, how stable he is mentally right now, you know, and mental, that's the biggest part of boxing. And so we really got to question that. Like, how is he mentally? You know, is the new trainer going to help him? Is just the overall, you know, vodka-free diet going to help, you know, if he is not drinking vodka? But
one thing we know, though, Ant, some of the things we've seen him do is not the norm or, you know, the best thing for a training camp. I mean, he's out talking bad about trainers. You know, that's not a good thing. Just on principle. You know, guys training, you don't talk junk about them.
Right.
Not out on media, you know what I mean?
Like going on Twitter.
Yeah, going on Twitter. And I mean, videos. He was on blogs saying stuff about John David Jackson, you know, for one. And then the switching of camps, I mean, that's never really a good thing either. It's not to say that you can't switch a camp or a trainer and become better, but the more longevity I think you spend with a camp or a particular trainer, I think the better that chemistry is, and I really do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these guys who have these long tutelage with these trainers, seem to perform better because they have to know him in so many different ways. It's not just fighting. You got to know this guy mentally, emotionally. You got to know that this guy has a sick wife at home and his child is, you know what I mean? You have to know all those things. How to motivate a guy. So it takes time to learn a guy like that, you know? I mean, so it's just a couple things that we've seen that shows a couple chinks in his armor mentally, Ant. It really does. I mean, the bad attitude, you know what I'm saying? I mean, boxing is sportsmanship is across the board in any sport. You know, we see he got poor sportsmanship, so that's a mental strike against him. You know what I mean? Just a few things that I've seen that would lead me to believe that, it's not like he's mentally retarded, but it's some mental issues, you know, you have to be mentally strong to be a boxer. When we say mental, I don't want people to think that we talking about, you know, he's slow or something. We mean,
we just mean,
you know, dealing with pressure,
stable, you know his stability. You know,
you got to realize in a big fight, you got the lights, you got the cameras, you got the pressure, you got a lot of stuff on the line, and a lot of guys can fold under that pressure. You have to be mentally strong, and you got people in the crowd yelling at you, people taunting you, got your kids looking at you got your wife looking at you got friends. You know, it's a lot that people don't realize when you're in that ring, man.
Because mental, going back to what you're saying about mental, being mentally strong in boxing doesn't necessarily mean walking around with a bad attitude that I can kick everybody's ass.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with that.
It's about being able to withstand pressure and be able to say, keep your mouth shut when needed and not blowing up at certain things. Not feeding into certain things.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
So,
you know.
So from here, I mean, like you said, Kovalev, as long as he's facing like B and C guys, he's going to look just the way he used to. Where the next time somebody like another A-class fighter steps up, which we don't really have that many in the light heavyweight division. So he might be able to get his belts. Right. He might be able to, but he has to understand Beterbiev has one of them belts.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not going to be an easy task.
Nah.
You think he want that action next, man?
Going back to the mental thing, the way I think Kovalev thinks, he's back on his horse now. And he might think that he's ready to do that. I don't, you know, I mean, that's how some guys with that type of attitude have. Oh yeah, I'm back. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But the way I looked at that fight, Ant, dude, you didn't even look that impressive because the competition wasn't. You know, it was like a tank going up against a Toyota. You know what I'm saying? That's honestly how I saw it. You know what I mean? So if that led you to believe that you're back, I don't know.
I think so.
You know what I'm saying?
So I think we'll see Beterbiev Kovalev before we see Kovalev Stevenson though. That'll be my last word on that.
Because like you said, this dude missing in action right now.
I asked you that earlier. I was like, where is he, man?
We don't know if he in the States, if he in Canada. We don't know what's going on with this guy.
You know, he got the other green belt though.
You know, and I mean, this what I don't understand either, Ant, too. You know, you got some guys who getting stripped for belts and this, that, and the third, and got to face a mandatory. How's this guy just floating around, not even fighting, and got a belt?
Bro, who was his last fight? Fonfara? And I haven't heard anything from him since. No updates or nothing, man. Like, you don't see him training or nothing. I mean, he's gone.
Those sanctioning bodies put pressure on other fighters. Look, man, we need to know something by what's the name, or we stripping you.
Right.
You know, but then another fighter will just have the belt and
for a year inactivity, you know, they good.
Yeah, I don't get it. But for sure, the Beterbiev and Kovalev at 175, that's the next fight that need to happen, man. I don't care about none of all the rest of that. That's the next fight at 175 that I want to see.
Yeah, pretty much.